given a voice to the voiceless. We share the stories behind our freedoms and the ultimate sacrifice of those who protect us all. This is Patriots Inside the Wire.
Beautiful thing to see the family and friends come together and honor his life and his service to our country.
It's great to see you guys out here. This is awesome, really.
Welcome to the Patriots Inside the Wire broadcast, hosted by Gold Star mom, Tracy Two-Step.
Hello. It is a Wednesday Warriors. We're going to jump right in it because we were out on another show. Welcome to the stage, Mr. Jim McCullum. How are you doing tonight, Jim?
I am very good.
You are? Well, good. We are just going to do a short segment tonight to let everyone know where we were and what we were doing. But Jim, how was your Thanksgiving?
It was good. I got to spend it with my daughters and my grandkids. Went way too fast. Had to leave Friday morning, but no, it was good to spend time with them. It was good.
Definitely. We both we touched base a little bit. I literally have just been kind of laying low a little bit. A lot had happened, and I'm a big truth teller. You know that. I don't really hold that back, but I did just enjoy. So we just really quick wanted everyone to know that we weren't here tonight because we were actually doing a show for with Mrs. May Cryer, which is the real Rosie the Riveter, who is still here. Mrs. May Cryer, in order to get her time and she's ahead of us, Jim. So where she's located and to get what we got, we had Mrs. May Cryer. We have Gunny Santa. Gunny Santa joined us. And then Sonny Saucedo, which is a good friend in the music industry who just won his third Grammy. I've been talking all night. It was a lot. And then, we had the women's veteran calendar. And then, so that was all on Yes, I Am the Veteran. And we really wanted to stream it to get to our viewers, but it just didn't happen. So I was able to pull it for Instagram. And what I'll do is I will get the link from Miss Brandy P and ask her, and we'll pull it up and we'll make sure we get it out on our podcasts and radio information. Aside from that, Jim, what did you think? Just being literally in the presence. I've talked about Miss May Cryer, Rosie the Riveter, quite a bit with you. What did you think about that?
I loved it. That show was fantastic. And I sat in the background for a lot of it and just let you ladies speak. She is fascinating. What a wonderful, insightful, and just charming woman. I could listen to her for hours, and I hope I get the opportunity to speak with her more, and if not, at least listen to her more, because she is incredible. What Definitely. A story.
Yeah, we took Sonny's time up to everyone out there, Sonny Saucedo. I'll put the link in here for Texas Regional Radio Music Awards. That's a mouthful. Texas Regional Radio Music Awards. That is TRRMA.net. To go vote for your artists right now that are in this round 2 right now for our radio, our musicians, our singers, our songwriters. As a matter of fact, our show was submitted as one of the radio shows. So don't believe we made, to be honest, I haven't looked. I don't think that it did. I mean, we didn't mark it to push it out there, but we do appreciate those that sent it back to me today. I did see it. And, we're always grateful when we have others that reach out like that. Jim, I don't know about you. I know more, but Monday we didn't do our updates. And then tonight I thought it was important to, honor Miss May Cryer. As she mentioned, she's about to be 99. Gunny Sands is about to go to Hawaii for Toys for Tots. And I just didn't think that we should miss that opportunity to, that's something that we won't ever get back. That time was
I'm
unbelievable.
so thankful that you did, because Gunny's awesome. I've liked him on everything I could
Yeah.
find him on.
Yeah, he's great.
Sonny, I've got him on Spotify. I
There you
tagged
go.
that song, so I'm going to share that with my granddaughter. And then just the
Yes.
conversations, that was well worth the time to spend with them, because how
No, I
often
was
is it
hoping
gonna
so,
happen?
because I know you had to wait a little bit, and so I just wanted to get on here because I know that I saw some of our viewers were trying to find us. But I'll get the link and you can see it. Or if you go to our Instagram, Patriots Inside the Wire, it was filming literally through my phone. I was like, okay, if good old technology is not going to work, I'm going to do it the old fashioned way. That's not even old fashioned. We just turned on a phone. But the Texas Regional Radio Music Awards, we did attend last year, and Sonny has received his third Grammy recently. Amazing. You got to check him out. Plays the accordion, his singing, everything about him. A beautiful individual inside and out. Him and his family that I got to meet last year. I'll be attending again. We are actually members on this show. So we are members of the Texas Regional Radio Reporters, Texas Country Music Association, and all of the licensing that goes along with that for radio right now. Before, Jim, that we jumped on with the other station, I had sent a message and I was talking back and forth about how we're doing and what we might be thinking about, come January is what I'm thinking. January, about where are we landing? Like, what does that soft land look like in regards to radio? So trying to build a chart of Patriots in that chart lane of music. And so I've probably said it a million times, like, add them to your playlist, build your own veterans playlist, first responders too, and patriots. To me, that's good people in many avenues. But what was your best part about being around not only Gunny Santa for Marines? I was just thinking you had to love that. And then Mrs. K.
Miss K, she's just amazing. That was the highlight of the evening for me. Just that story, and that she is almost 99 and she is still feisty as ever, and just a beautiful person, beautiful sense of humor, very intelligent. Absolutely love that. Gunny was awesome. As soon as I clicked on him, I saw a bunch of the Marines from the 2-1 Riley's unit following. It's like, oh hell yeah, this is a good fit right here.
Yeah.
And then his Toys for Tots things, and that's something I've actually tried to be involved with even before Riley became a Marine.
Right.
No, it was great. And then the Sonny. May would definitely be the highlight of the evening, though.
Of the evening, yes. She
Right
definitely takes the show for sure.
Love her. Yep.
She does. And we're glad to Brandy for hosting all of that. We would have been happy too. We were trying to cross stream for everybody there, but we'll get that link and we'll upload it so everyone can see. But we do try to take care of each other out there, all of us. We're not getting paid to be here and give information or do anything. So, except we'll be looking for sponsors next year and moving up into different levels. But it's still about taking care of people. It's still the basic. I will never, ever, ever sell out and go to anything other than something that's going to take care of people, and not just one group of a part of our people, but a lot of, I don't want the rhetoric that comes with it. So, I mean, Jim, as far as I can go with this one is to say, some of what has been going on with me, and a lot of that hit me really hard when I had to walk in and stand up and be in a room. I can't say too much except that it hit me really hard. I have not had to walk in a room where a judge sits there since my own son was killed. So I have just had it's rough. Like the whole thing is rough. And so when they asked that question, I thought, I can't really hide it. I'm not somebody who hides these things well. And, the basic thing of the gift for next year of being kind goes way beyond just the word. it goes into, I couldn't even bring myself to, in my worst of worst, to walk up to or go to someone or tell anyone that they do not belong. They are not, this is a ranking, like you don't fit. Like I cannot do it. I can't. You know that I can't.
Yeah.
And so it's had me literally just, it's about knocked me down. I'm not gonna lie, it's about knocked me to my knees. But I got that fighting spirit since I was born. You know, it's not like I got that choice, but part of the good news is that I don't really lay down and just take it. But I don't stand up for the wrong reason either. When I stand up, I'm doing it because this doesn't just affect me. This affects
Absolutely.
everyone. And if I'm having to sit somewhere and my kids are sitting beside me and the things that are being discussed, this is public. Like, you want to start looking at anything, you would be mortified if you know what I'll do, Jim, is off air on a back channel. I am allowed to do this. So anyone that comes at me personally and would like to know more, I am allowed to. And these are public. These are some public documents. So I'll share a little bit of that with you, Jim, on a back channel. But I just wanted to say to everyone out there, I know that we didn't do our Monday update, and I hope that you had a great Thanksgiving. And then we did have something that came up that needed to be taken care of. So I apologize that we weren't on, but we had a great show tonight, Jim. And I enjoyed being on with Royce and Cheyenne and, of course, Asher. And, you know, I had a great time meeting your family. And it was at the perfect time, too, because what y'all didn't know is I had just been in that room. So being able to see her dance, and that was amazing. So here at Patriots Inside the Wire, you know, in 2025, when they asked me that, I thought, man, the biggest thing I could think of was kindness. So going into the next few weeks here of December, we have next week, you know, the 11th, and then we'll have the 18th. And we'll try to plan out our Christmas show, but that was our Christmas show. So Gunny has a message in here for everyone that we won't do tonight. But wrapping up what we just did with Mrs. May Cryer, again, true Rosie the Riveter. She'll soon be 99. And next November 10th of 2025, the tavern there in Philly. Did you catch that, Jim? Why don't you tell
my
them?
goodness, Ton Tavern. Yeah, I actually, because I hadn't heard it.
Okay.
So as he's speaking and I'm playing with my phone, it's like,
I was hoping you did.
Man, I'm trying to figure out how in the heck am I going to be there next November.
What location is it, Jim? So can you tell us about it since you were able to look it up?
Ton Tavern in Philadelphia, the original, that's where the Marines were formed, where they were founded. They're remodeling and reopening, and they hope to have it completed by the 10th of November, the 250th birthday of the Marine Corps. I mean, that he gave me chills. It's like, no way. So I pulled it up real quick and had to look. Pretty cool. And yeah, they had a ribbon cutting, and construction's already underway. I'm excited to see what they do and how it transpires and what that party's going to look like. I kind of, being the father of a Marine and being around Marines forever, I kind of know what that's going to look like. So hang on to your hats, but
well,
it's going to be pretty amazing.
Well, so the tavern is November 10th of 2025. And ironically, it was true. I told them, I was like, wait a minute, I actually do have someone that lives right there. So we just got a message, I'm not kidding, from Gunny himself right here, thanking us. And I'm just telling him thank you. On our calendar I'm telling him that you've looked this up. So thank you for looking that up. I'm saying thank you to him. So we were able to pull him over. We're sorry we don't have him right now for you. He's leaving for Hawaii, literally. He's working very hard on Toys for Tots. And he spent quite a bit of time, and he's way ahead of us as far as time frame goes right now. So yeah, we'll have to put that on our calendars and see what happens next year. We got some we've got a good year ahead of us to figure that one out. But that would be neat, wouldn't it, to be able to
Oh
go
my
there and especially to go live. So our goal is really to check in right now. It's the holiday time. I know that it can be, you know, it can be a little rough sometimes during the holidays, even having the siblings. You know me, I'm the first one to say, hey, wait, like definitely the siblings, but you know, for ourselves too. So there's a lot of us, not just I'll admit it myself, but there's me, I'm speaking for me. And then there's a lot of other people that I do know that, you know, as many times as we want to tell you that we're great, we're great, we're great. We've got the other, we're focusing on the kids, and we're, you know, I'm gonna tell you that it's been rough.
Yes.
It has been rough. So I can't fake that one.
We had the same experience. You know,
Really?
Thanksgiving was wonderful, but every holiday since Riley's died, the luster is gone.
Something.
Even when we're all together, there's still those fake smiles and everything's okay. When all three of us are together, and we all know we're all full of crap because we're not okay, but it's nice to be with your family. And
well, you're
and
able to be together, and you know, Asher helps with that. Like the different ages helps with that. I did notice that between your girls. I did get to meet both of them now, so I did notice the difference in the personalities. But it reminds me of my girls for sure. And asking for help is hard. Thank you for saying that, Brent. I see you there. And not just asking for help, but just admitting that maybe, you know, it is a tough time. You know, what is it you do? And it's, you know, I preach it all the time. Call 988. But I haven't been doing that. I did reach out to one person and I just said, you know, it's just right now it's just not okay. I mean, I don't want to be cliche because that song's gone around so much, but no, if you want to ask me the truth right now, I'm going to tell you no. I'm not, but I will be because by the time I get through, I'll just make sure that, you know, the truth has a way of always working itself out. So, and to be honest with you, Joan, just like I said we had the show earlier, I don't need a damn title. You can have every damn title you want. You know what I have? I have every memory, every precious moment with my child, my children, and that's what matters to me. So leave me the hell alone.
And that's the part of that whole thing that pisses me off is this isn't about your title. This is about the honor and respect of your son. And leave it at that. They can take my title and do whatever they want with it. I don't like it. I didn't like it when I got it. I sure as hell don't think I earned it. If that makes any sense. And there's such a negative connotation to that title that's just painful anyway. So yeah, you take your titles, but you honor the kids. I don't care what you think about me or anything else. Kids are active duty.
Yeah.
They died. They should be able to, we should be able to, on their behalf, demand that they get the respect that they're owed.
I agree. Did you, we're getting a message in here. Sorry about that. I'm letting you carry it there, Jen. So how many days did you get with your family there?
Let's see. I got there Tuesday. So I got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Royce, her, you know, driving that truck across the country, and it all looks good on paper when you plan it out, but she didn't get there till a little bit after midnight on Tuesday night. And then she was supposed to leave really early Friday morning to go pick up another load. But it was, you know, 13 below zero. Her semi wasn't starting. So I had to help her get started on the road.
Oh, wow.
She got on the road, and then about 6 hours later, blew a head gasket on her semi. So we've been dealing with that for the last 3 or 4 days. I just finally got her picked up, and her truck's completely unloaded yesterday. So now it's in the shop. She's off for a few days, and she took off to Colorado. Last chance she's going to get to go see her boyfriend in Colorado. So she's like, I'm out of here. So I got to see her for 10 minutes yesterday was all. Yeah.
Wow. I sent Gunny the link. He was messaging me, and I said, if you want to pop in here, you can pop in here. So that's what I was doing, everybody. It's Gunny Claus. If Gunny Claus sends you a message, you answer. That's just all there is to it. Sorry about that. But Jim, I did get your message about that, and Royce and her semi. So a lot of people are probably going, what is he talking about? I'm like, yes, his daughter does drive a truck, a semi, literally. I thought about that after you told me, and I thought, you know what? It's probably very peaceful in that cab on the road to get away. It's almost
That's
like
one of the reasons that she did it. Is one, she knew she couldn't go to a 9-to-5 job.
Yeah.
With Riley's constantly in our thoughts, and it just changes your perspective on things. It's like, man, there are days you just can't deal with people, period. I love people, but there are days I just want the silence. I can't handle the noise. I can't handle the conversation. I can't handle somebody else's drama or the toxicity that's related to some of that. So I just check out. That's why Royce chose that career a few months after Riley died, because she needed that hum of the highway. And she enjoys the job. She loves driving truck, but that was one of the reasons, was she just needed that just alone time to reconnect and find herself and find some balance. Because at that time we were all still numb and trying to figure out what life even looked like after Riley. I can't say I don't like what she's doing, because she really does like it, but I am not comfortable with her going over the road all the time, especially in winter. I-80 is constantly a pile up, but she's a good driver. She does good. She calls me whenever she needs me. I'll help her navigate the easiest route through. And so my sleep schedule really sucks. She might call me at 3:00 in the morning and we talk until 7, but I'm pretty proud of
I'm on the same schedule, ironically. But I get a lot of writing done. That's what I do. I get a lot of writing. Oh, look, wait. Oh, wow. That's actually Adam right there.
Oh, right on.
Oh, wow. Huh. Well, there you have it. I replaced my microphone with Buddy the Elf right here. And I love you. I love you.
Wow.
So there's always the big joke in my family around holidays. It was always just pranking each other, Home Alone type stuff. So, even with all of my kids, my different levels of who would do this, but Adam was definitely the biggest prankster of them all. But I think it might be me, and then it traveled. So I have all my little pranking things. So we're into December. It's Christmas, and so I know I'm going to get a lot of messages on that one. I always have something for a microphone, and Gunny says he is going to make a special video for us and send it tomorrow. Thank you, Gunny. Gunny Claus, he will be on a plane for a long time tomorrow. He's going to make a special recording for the show. So for the show, stay tuned. We will have some guests for you next week on the 11th and the 18th, and some information. If there's something you're looking for, go to Toys for Tots. If it's in regards to gifts, your local churches. I know in my area, if you follow up with your VFWs, your Legions, if you're looking for something going on, Army, if you're looking for something, Survivor Outreach Services, Marines, any FRG groups. I like to preach it, but I myself am not going to walk into a room without someone almost escorting me, literally, to say, here, I'm just not comfortable right now where I'm at. Walking into a room with what's going on. So if I had my way, I would be moving right now, but I have to wait a little bit. I still got a kiddo that's, got a couple more years. So my kids are doing great. That's what's good, Jim. The kids are doing great. I'm still standing. That is, that's a good thing. It's a little hard to knock me down. I mean, this one came close, but I have to remember to take a deep breath myself, and then just tell everybody, hey, listen, like, something rough has been going on, and not one that's going to just preach it and tell you, hey, don't allow this. Speak up when something occurs, because if you don't, it turns into this mountain, this horrible thing. And that's exactly what happened. Is this mountain, this horrible thing that I'm dealing with, is because too many people had too much time on their hands. And man, you can say anything you want about me, but don't you dare talk about my child who can't even speak for himself right now.
Yep.
So to me, that's a whole nother level of making me talk about mama bear. I'm not even mama. It's like it's a roar. I mean, I'm talking ferociously scary type mode that I don't like to be in. So
yep.
I knew I did not need to be on the air last week when we were going to be, but we have a lot that will come up. And again, if anyone is curious or you would like to ask questions or you're going through anything and you happen to know a little bit about what is going on with me, or you think you do and you really don't, all you have to do is get in touch with me personally. That's the message I'm trying to give you. And I'm trying to tell you to be careful and tread carefully when you are talking to parents of those who are serving while they're serving our country and they didn't come home, and you've got enough cojones to go to that family and open your mouth and do something, you better bring the whole damn military with you to my door. So I'm sure as hell not going to sit back and take that one. And I'm not saying who, what, when, where, but I'm telling you, yes, it's happening to me, and I refuse to absolutely allow it. My son has a very good history, decorated combat, Iraq, way too long, deployment. Look up Military Moms of Texas if you want to. I don't care about accolades. I don't care about titles, but he sure as hell was serving number one. He sure as hell did everything that's in there. And I'm going to go further and tell you that his damn obituary is not the truth. So at that moment in time when you have to make decisions and some massive things have happened, you're not going to put those massive things down. I don't even know who wrote that, to be honest with you, Jim. They're shuffling you around so much to make decisions.
Oh, absolutely. It's a blur, for hell's sakes.
I don't even remember. It's like grabbing at you here, grabbing there. And I'm like, it came up recently. And they're like, well, then who wrote it? And I'm like, I don't know. Between this person and this person, I mean, you don't understand what's the things that happen and how they hit you. It's like, man, you really do need a counselor. You need someone who helps make these decisions, not just a CAO that's serving as well.
Yep.
I mean, it hits them too. So it's like, man, when I started out on all of this, I knew, I've got petitions out about needing to have counselors, needing to have different people who come to your house, help you make decisions all the way through. We still need that. I mean, I cannot believe this far down the road. Not that I'm better. It just gets a little different. I still have bad days. I still have hard days. But I'm telling you, to have this turn around and slap me this far down the road is because I didn't get out there. Like, I decided to go a different route, and that was take care of others when they needed it. Go get involved with the families that I will never meet. I don't know them. I've helped them. I've spent hours on phones. And I happened to step out my backyard somewhat a little bit recently, and wow, it is amazing. I think that if you have too much time on your hands, then you need to turn on Netflix and watch one of those Real Housewives shows or something.
Or do something positive for
well,
health.
I wish it were that. Man,
there were so many different paths that could have been taken versus the one that was.
It's well, I had to update because, as I said, I cannot get on here and say anything except if you ask me questions, I can answer them one-on-one. I refuse to do that anyway. I'm not tacky like that. So is something happening to me? Yes. When it goes from there, it has to be a one-on-one, and I'll sit down and have a conversation with you. And I'm not going to do a bashing ceremony on anyone, but I'll tell you the truth, though. The truth is already in black and white paper. Pretty easy to find, by the way, because I was pulled into court. So, yeah, try that one out. Try walking through court after, I don't even want to add the years, but I want to jump off of that subject. But I did want everyone to know, leave me alone, number one. Number two, if you don't know what you're talking about, be quiet. Number three, you open the door, and I promise you, I'm coming, and I will make sure that the truth is there. Do not mess with my son, and do not mess with me. I promise you. Like, this is something you do not want to wake up. I'm not coming after anybody by hurting them. I'm going to come after you by showing the truth. So, and I'm sure there's plenty of families. I've had so many families come to me about, they said I'm not this, and I'm not Gold Star. And I'm like, first off, I don't want it. Right, Jim? Like, I don't. But I know that it's just not fair is what it is. But my God, there's been so many updates and so much information, and it's messy. Like, we've got to get rid of the old information and start updating things. So with the new administration, I now have on my hands, okay, I know exactly what we need to do. We have got to go clear this up. We've got to get up there. Now that we've done all this work on the campaign, you know, we're two people who are not shy about talking about elections. We could not do that on the other show, by the way. We are not afraid of that on this show. So on this show, Jim, I will be going. I will be in front of him. I do want him to know exactly what's just happened to me. I'm going to let you know exactly what's happened. I promise you, when you read that, you're gonna flip. You're going to definitely, I don't care that you don't even know Adam. You're going to go, oh my God, this is insane. So for me, it doesn't matter if, you know, if you want to start tearing down like structures, memorials, headstones, and this reminds me of Vietnam. It's crazy. You want to start doing all that. Why? Like, what is it in you that's driving this meanness to destroy the family that's already destroyed because they don't have their child? So listen, this isn't just my story. I've had to talk to so many people that have had, I just didn't think it was going to circle around to me like this. I was like, wow. I don't know. The man upstairs has a funny way of making me see things, but I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. I literally have fought for, I don't know how many different people, and this is happening to me. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. So, you know, I do want to say thank you to, there's some people out there. I want to say thank you to them. We do have some good people in survivor outreach services. We have great people that work within the Blue Star community, and that means active duty. They're still active duty. We have some veterans. We have veterans that, you know, they go against the grain and say, no, we do not do this. This is not okay. You know, and it's when you get just a few people who finally start opening their eyes, it's like, okay, but did I really need to go into a courtroom in order for this to happen? So the good news is that the judgment is in favor of, obviously, this kid, my kid, Sergeant Two-Step. And, oh, man, Jim, I just don't know what to say except the fire they lit is one that I've got to just extinguish it just a little bit, but yet let everyone out there, because there's so many Gold Star families right now through the holidays. I want them to know, did I walk in and fight? Yes, I did. Did I have a group with me? No, I did not. Did I ask for support and people? Yes, I did. And there is someone up in the Fort Worth area, you know, I got to say thank you. You know, he goes by Big, Famous, and Juicy. There's a veteran that runs the radio shows all out of Texas. And I sent one message, and at first they thought I was kidding, literally, when I said, hey, I really do need, you know, a name was mentioned. I'm not going to say the name. There's a certain church that was mentioned on the audacity that this person's a veteran too. They knew better. because they tried to come to my son's service, who was serving in the military. And if any one of you know, there is a group that will show up and cause all kinds of ruckus. And I thought, you've got to be kidding me. Who was the dummy that put their name in black and white and turned that in? So that was just stupid. But he sent me back a joke, and I said, no, I'm sorry. This is not a joke. I actually really do need somebody to watch my back. And I'll be damned if I had already walked out, and just the buildup of all of it reminds me of being in Georgia and what I had to go through. And I'd gotten home, and I'll be damned if I didn't get pictures and someone, and his name now, I can say his name, big fat famous Juicy out of Fort Worth, and the 2 pictures of who he sent. And I was like, whoa, like, you were really right there? And he's like, oh yeah, we were right there. So the 2 people that did show up, I don't know them. I may never even meet them. I don't even know their names, but these 2 guys were watching the whole time, and they're still watching, because you can't bring things like this up and expect that, it's just okay. No, it's not okay. You awaken things that are just not positive. So I want it very aware, Jim, that not only, it's not just me. I have now an incredible team that is watching and watching my back. They're watching over anything that has to do where my son is and where he's laid to rest. It has to do with the memorials, but not just for me. It made them realize, they were like, Tracy, is this normal? And I said, I don't know if this is the extreme of it, but there are other families who literally get told, no, you don't belong. It's like a club or something that you don't want to be in. So I am not affiliated with, nor will I be affiliated with, any Gold Star Mother organization. And that means just Gold Star Moms. I feel it's all about the family. I feel it's about the siblings. I feel it's about the fathers. My personal preference. I will tell you that I am happy to see some updates that came out of one of those organizations. I know that they would definitely disagree with what just happened. So my goal next year will be to go forward now with, I work on legislation for TUSIP Act, but I got to go forward with new legislation now on, this going after us Gold Star parents has got to stop.
Yeah.
They finally hit I don't know what you call it, Jim, but man, I'm like, you're in the driver's seat right now, because they awakened something that I had put to rest. I was finally like, I'm just going to cruise along.
They overstepped any sense of decency, plain and simple.
Yeah.
And it does need to change. There are laws. You can't harass hunters. You can't harass fishermen. You can't harass, which is a completely different scale. But by all means, you should not be allowed to harass Gold Star families. We've already lost the most precious thing to us.
Right.
And then for whatever dark.
There is no reason.
There is no reason, none at all, to do what these people do.
I don't understand how it even bothers a person to, why do you want to discuss or not discuss it? Was he a good soldier? No, he's getting, I'm not going to repeat the stupid stuff that was in there, because it's not true. It's absolutely not true. So for the one person who initially noticed it and said, hey guys, knock it off, and came to me, man, I'm in shock. There's a couple of people that are involved in this that when I walked into court that have been supporting the TUSIP Act, and they're out there in this community. And I'll be damned, Jim, one of them's got a letter in there that I'm just like, who do they think they are? Do they think that you say their name enough times that it will convince someone to say, oh, you're wrong?
Right.
No, I'm sorry. The truth is the truth. So I'm here to say, leave the damn Gold Star families alone. It's not just me. I had many of them. TAPS, there's several families that know this. They have their own 501c4. They're working on legislation. Plenty of families that came up to me. They don't want me to say their name, but eventually when they do, I will. So we're gonna have to do something about it. And I think the two people that can get close enough to Trump to let him know about what's happening. We have the first case ever. Can you believe this? The first case ever is there. So hand in hand, I've got it in my hands. We have to show this and say, okay, it's gone way beyond just someone, kicking each other or whatever. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So we have to get to the man that's going into office, and that's my goal. My goal next year is that no family, period, family has their child that they lose is bothered in any way. I hope that you never lose a child. And my God, if you do, my heart goes out to you because it's the worst thing in the world. But the one thing I'm going to say is whatever you do, please be nice and kind to that family. And whatever you do not go kicking. Do not go messing around. There is no reason for you to do this. The basic morals and kindness in this line, they have to. There just cannot be any more of this BS. I mean, if the kid can serve and the kid can do everything that he did, and the whole damn reason he's not here that they all don't know about, I mean, he had more kahunas to step up to something than to hide and do something like this. So, but it's not just me. Again, I can't tell you how many families, there's certain people that know, and they looked at me and said, theirs. And I was like, my gosh, this something has to be done. And everybody's looking at me and they're like, go to the guy, go to Trump. Like, yeah, we all get hurt by this. And I said, dang. So, Jim, we have a mission as far as legislation. We've got to stop this. The harassment, the defining definitions, the ranking of, that has to stop. It stops. It reminds me of Vietnam. I mean, I'm kind of shocked. Our internet's lagging there. I will not preach any longer, but I will say that we're back. We'll be here every Wednesday live. We have literally, we have the paperwork. We have everything that we need. If someone approaches you, Jim, someone approaches me, I say be careful approaching me. Be very careful approaching me. If you want to approach me for the truth and you want to have information, be sure you've got Jim approaching with you or something, someone that knows me, basically. I'm definitely not going to be trusting an outsider, that's for sure. So my circle just got a lot smaller, let's put it that way. Big time.
Pretty quiet and subdued, but I feel sorry for the jackass that ever thinks that he's going to come up to me, because that's not going to end well for either of us.
If you had been there, I don't think you would have contained yourself. I mean, I don't know. I had to, because, I didn't want to go to jail, but the after effect of when you're taken out of that situation, I'm not a mean person. I am not a person who's ever been arrested or anything. I've been in situations that I was growing up in that are horrible. I don't even wish this on they say worst enemy. I don't have an enemy. We're all human beings. We have got to find a way to constructively move this forward and just stop it, because I've had it happen one too many times to so many people. And now that it hit me like it did, I have to take this, because now I have paperwork, literally. I don't know of another family, and you can hit me up if you've ever had to go to any official setting, I can't say a whole lot, and be proven that your child was worthy enough, man, let me know. But I do believe I have the paperwork to walk in and go, look, look at the harassment that's happening. Look at what's happening by having it's a ranking. It's like, well, you know, and we're going to use you on the billboard and we're going to use this one here and this one there. And I'm like, that's fine. Like, I don't want to take away from anyone, but that doesn't mean you need to come at me and my son who can't speak. So I don't know where we've gone wrong, literally. And actually, I do. I know my own personal opinion. You know, my own. Everybody probably knows it by now on this show. We can do better. We can do a lot better. And even to the person that's doing this, I mean, my God, I'm going to be saying heavy duty prayers to say, leave me the hell alone. Like, don't even say his name. Just please leave me alone. That's all I want.
Yeah, let it go. It doesn't really affect you. Let it go.
Yeah. Without even saying what it is. Exactly, Jim. Let it go. Like, let him rest in peace. Like, let me have some peace in my life. So, no, my son was definitely a great person, outgoing person for sure. No, he does not deserve the disrespect that is happening at all. I mean, how many kids are signing out? Come on. I don't care. It's like, oh, but where and how were they killed? And I'm like, you know, Jim, I don't even think I've ever said that to someone like, oh, well, you know, it's this way or that way. Oh, no, wait, you don't matter. You don't count. It's like, how do you even get that out of your mouth? Like, that doesn't even feel good at all to talk about out loud.
No,
it just doesn't. I've had one too many families again. So many that came up to me at TAPS because, again, I've talked about it on the show. They have a 501c4. They tried to make a difference. They just happened to grab what I knew was the wrong people. They have a great idea. They see the problem. They see where it's creating such a huge problem in a division and hurting people that I applaud everything that they did. So TAPS to me is heroic. I just have to reach out to them now and say, I actually have something for you that you definitely can use going forward. So, and maybe we'll be able to create a lot of good from the hell that just happened. So, but yeah, man, leave me the hell alone. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Leave me alone, damn it. Be nice, be kind. It's the holidays. They can be tough.
That was the overlying message of the previous show was be kind. I mean, everybody's thoughts are aligned there. Just, you know, just be kind.
Right.
And it was in the most gracious, wonderful messages from each person. The wish would be just be kind. Be kind to the stranger. Be kind to the people you encounter. Just be
accepting.
Kind. Yeah.
And accepting, like, I'm not telling you that you have to do or be or vote or anyone like I would. You don't. I mean, I had someone earlier, you know, that literally is like, I don't say the F word. People know this. And trust me, I said it a lot, like in the last month, literally. And I've told people, like, watch out when I say this. So I'm telling y'all, watch out. Leave me alone. I'm on the right side of things now. Always have been. I will continue to be. I will not back down. I won't go away. I will make sure the truth is there, not by tearing down a person, only by sharing the truth. I refuse to go do to somebody what happened to me. I don't know what's going on in their life, but I hope that they not only am I owed an apology more than a million times, I don't. Well, that's not true. I have requested an in-person meeting, by the way. So in-person meeting with an individual and with two actual companies. So and that's to come. So we'll see. I'm not dumb though. I'm not walking in there by myself.
Absolutely.
So the good news is that I did walk into a battle and I survived it, and I'm still you turned on something that I didn't want turned on. I had laid that to rest.
Yep.
And I think is that my internet, Jim? Probably.
It is.
It's lagging. Yeah, that's my sign saying, okay, you've beat it up. I don't think I've ever gotten on and just been like, here's what the hell is up. It's what the hell is up time from now on. Instead of Monday updates, it's like, here's what the hell is up. You wanted the truth? All right. There we go. You're going to get what the hell is up from now on out of us. Jim, I always calm down with music, words and music. You know, you have your poetry, so, you know, we'll have to bring that up next week. Someone also brought that up to me, and I was like, yeah, I know. I happen to know that he does. I have a song. I have a lot of songs, actually, to sell. I don't plan on singing anytime soon. I'd have to get a lot of work done on my vocal cords. Let's see. I will try to play this real quick to calm me back down to here and see what this song is like. We're going to make judgment on this one because this is one that someone was like, oh, yeah, we want that one. I'm like, yeah, I don't know about that one. But it is Christmas. Christmas is coming. We still got the other kiddos. You've got Asher. So we have to remember that what is Christmas about? It's not about all the material items. It's definitely about, from the heart, it's about giving. There's a lot of us who don't have someone to share Christmas with. And, you know, we need to be grateful and thankful. And I am. I definitely am. It's just that you don't go digging around people's graves. That's the damn truth. I mean, I don't know how else to say that unless I got to write another song. So, but for now, this is a happy one. So Santa's Cowboy Christmas is what I'm being requested for. Thumbs up or thumbs down on this one. By the way, we'll be happy next week. I promise. Well, maybe I shouldn't promise. I will be a lot happier. And
you and I have had a rough month for sure.
My gosh. And you don't even know it all, but we have our thumbs up, thumbs down on new songs that are coming along our website. If you check it out, patriotsinsidethewire.com, you will see right now that we have C.W. Wooten. He's out on the road right now, but we've got his music coming for you. He's already on the site. Same Old Star is playing right now on our website. Shout out to CW, veteran again. Love him and everything that he's doing. But here is a song that the regional radio guys said I needed to play. So Santa's Cowboy Christmas on Patriots Inside the Wire. Thank you.
Give them a twirl, cowboys. Cowgirls, have a blast. Texas moonshine, raise your blast. Santa's cowboy, jingle bell bells. Celebrating, hear the elves. Tequila love, oh so fine. Ride that sleigh, feel the shine. Underneath the Texas sky, round and round we dance tonight. Cowboy hat,
All right, Jim, what did you think of the song?
I like that one.
You did.
I did.
All right.
I can see Asher dancing to that one.
You, oh, really? Well, you'll have to play it for Asher. We'll let Asher be the judge on that one. So that song is a song that's, well, I guess we already know that's my song. That's me there. So that song is in the process of someone's hands. But if there's anyone else out there who wants to take a swing at that song, I can see it improved upon. I can see Mel singing it too. He changed around a couple words there. So, yeah, I can see the whole dance to it too, actually. So I think it's a thumbs up for me.
Absolutely.
Yep. I'd love to keep doing this, Jim. You know, you're really good with your words, and then I do mine in songwriting. It's not that different. So I think that what we'll start doing is kind of a, hey, thumbs up or thumbs down. Instead of having like a game in our show, we'll just start showcasing our own words, literally.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like therapeutic. So for everyone out there that doesn't know, Jim is very big into poetry and writing and has a lot of it already out there on his accounts. You can find him literally on every, if you're looking at the show right now, you can see every YouTube, Facebook, you name it. If you can't find him, you'll find me. I can get you in touch. But Jim, you actually have the poetry in a book. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I could not hear you when all the kids and Thanksgiving was going on, but I do remember hearing that I was correct, that there is a book that has poetry in it that you've published.
Yes. The book is titled Moments and Memories. I write under the pen name Wykid, Wykid.
Okay.
And the first book I published, did you catch the story on why I finally got it published?
No, unfortunately I didn't.
Riley, he knew that I wrote, and I've been writing since about middle school. And the safest place I knew was to put all my poems in a Justin cowboy boot box, and I kept them at my family cabin. Well, the family cabin burned down.
Oh, no.
And I never backed anything up. They were all handwritten or typed. I never put anything on a computer, nothing. So everything that I had ever written was gone. After that, I made a decision. It's like, all right, I'm going to write try to write a poem a day or something, see if I can get back into this. And I was devastated. A whole life's work was gone.
Right.
And I'd write one or two, and then pretty soon I'm writing 3, 4, 5 a day. It's like, wow, it's this feels good. This is nice. This is a nice release. And Riley was always hounding me to get a book published. And I'm not, I don't think my stuff's good enough to put out there or whatever. I was like, Dad, get a book published. Well, long story, he's in Jordan. And when he was home, if he called me old man, I'd chase him around the yard and he'd giggle and, whatever. Just, to me, it was always disrespectful, but he meant it in a fun way. So it wasn't that big of a deal. So there he is in Jordan on the phone. Old man, you got your book published yet? It's like, you little shit. Seriously? Just because you're coming home someday, so
oh, yeah.
I'm going to get you when you get home. Well, then he ended up dying. And that was the catalyst. It's like, you know what? I've got enough written. I'm going to do this. So I self-published a book. I'm working on 2 more right now. If I can just, hopefully after the first of the year, my life calms down a little bit where I can concentrate long enough to do it and be home long enough to do it, for crying out loud. But I've got 2 more poetry books, and I'm also working on Riley's book, which is a story about him. Poems that I've written about him long before he was a Marine, as a Marine, and then after he died. But when this book is done, you're going to know that kid inside and out, and you're going to love him the way that I love him, because it's his whole life, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Right.
And me and his sisters, and the life and the adventures that we went on and survived. Miraculously, we survived it all somehow. But
nice.
So.
Well, I'll have to get you on the back channels to see how you're publishing these, if you're going through a publishing company or if it's self-publishing, if you're going through someone like Amazon and what it is you're doing.
I don't know if I can say it up here. I used BookBaby. Bookbaby.com is the company that I found and published the book. You can actually buy it directly from BookBaby. It's on Barnes and Noble, Amazon. I do have a website, but I'm having issues with my website. So I got to get with the guy that created my website so I can start seeing when the orders are placed, that sort of thing.
Well,
but,
we can get it on our site too, so that they can find it. So, but that's good information for everyone out there. You just gave them a tip on what they could do if they're looking to write and get something out there published. Mine are songs, but ironically, the songs are actually poems. So it's interesting. You can take, I guarantee I can take one of your poems and turn it right into a song.
I've had countless people tell me, Jim, that is a country song right there. You need
waiting to happen,
like,
right?
If I knew how to write music, I would be on it. I always wanted to do that in high school, was be a lyricist. I wanted to write songs. And back then I was a little metalhead, I was an Ozzy fan. But still love Chris. I had a mixture of everything. It's like, I would love to do this, but had no idea how. And so I just put everything in a box.
Wow. Well, I am glad to hear that you picked that back up and you actually have gotten one published. I've only recently started writing again, and it's somebody lit a flame is what happened. And I totally had just not, I don't know why. I just had stopped. Well, because I used to sing, and when my vocal cord got nicked, I just kind of pushed that whole side of me out. Started on radio here with KLBJ out of Austin, Texas. And then, life kind of turned upside down for me after Sergeant Two Step is my son. So on the writing side, though, that's where, the fire in me got lit again. And I was like, I don't know why I stopped, but I guess I was just, I don't know. But so the only good thing that's happened to me out of all of this is I was already writing, but man, the hours that I've had to stay up and work on different things have been like, okay, I need a break. Like, I'm going to go write a song really quick. And it turns into, I've got probably, I'm not even kidding, like 200-300 different songs. And shoot, just for Christmas, I bet I've got 40 or 50. And I'm like, Christmas is going to be here and gone. But
you said something, that something lit a fire in you. And I think about this constantly because it was a fire, an actual fire, destroyed everything. I mean, there wasn't a piece, the log house, there wasn't a piece of wood left. It was horrible. All our, equipment, boats, snowmobile, everything just gone. There was nothing left. But out of that fire, I started writing again. And I swear that was in 2018. So 2019 is when I started writing again. And I think that was a catalyst for me to survive Riley dying, because writing has been the outlet that the only way I've kept my sanity, the only way I can cope with some of the crap that's been going on. God works in mysterious ways. And I think about that a lot. It was that fire, and then out of the ashes created this, and that helped me to survive that. And I'm also able to honor Riley through the pictures that I paint through words. But I keep his memory alive. I honor him in all 13. I've got some very patriotic poems I've written, but as I look back on it, it is just the most bizarre circumstance and series of events that have created what I do. If that makes any sense at all.
You can definitely write mine. I mean, you write it and then I'll put it to music. How's that?
Absolutely.
So I'll put it to music. Depends on your genre you want. But I pretty much, when people are like, well, what kind? I'm like, good music. I mean, I don't have one style of music that I like. I like good music. I mean, it could be jazz. It could be R&B. I like rap. I like good music. So do I prefer one style over the other? Probably.
Truth be told, Riley was probably better at writing than I am. That kid was amazing. and
Yeah.
he could sing. I mean,
Adam too.
like, man, like,
Yeah. Isn't
why
that
did you
weird?
get that talent and it skipped over me? I can't
Yeah.
sing. No, he was
Yeah,
good.
I'll never forget it. Like he's in high school and he's done these CDs with 3 other guys at his high school, and he comes home, he's like, Mom, I'm gonna be a rapper. And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna he was in choir all through high school, and it's funny because people tease about that. I'm like, don't
Riley
tease
as
about
well.
that.
Yep.
Yeah, don't tease about that. Like Cash right now is, doing guitar, bass, he was doing piano, and it's like, he was selected for all of the Texas, singing competitions to go around. We just can't travel around and do all of that. Plus he's, he's more into his style right now, not really probably what they are doing. So, but he does have a concert coming up, his first one, where he's actually playing the instrument. So, and not the actual singer. But you're correct. The kid, I thought, man, I don't know about rapping, but if you switch it to country, your voice will totally take off. Took him a while to listen to me, but he finally like started digging the countryside and signed up, and they do. I mean, it's like he spent a lot of time overseas, and then they're away from home. So a lot of time with his music. And then it's ironic. It's the same music in me that he kind of pushed at first. It's like, oh, no, mine. And then he'd come home and we'd have the best time, him and I going and dancing. Like he would want me to go. And I'd be like, you want me to go? And he's like, oh yeah, come on. So some of my best memories are what I'm writing about. It's like when it talks about going and dancing and listening to the jukebox, or I'm sure people are thinking something else, but to me, it's all about what this kid would do. Like, hey, come on, Ma. It was always Ma. Come on, let's go. We're going. I can't say the rest of a lot of things he would say, except the kid was just hilarious. And like, I don't want to say the party of or the life of the party, because it's not about party like people are going to think, but definitely the life in a room about the jokester, the character,
Lit the
all
room
about
up.
the pranks.
Yep.
Yeah. So when you talk about that, I'm like, man, these 2 kids are like, they sound like they're like cookie cutters that went into the, like you raised yours that way, I raised mine this way. But between wrestling, singing, words and writing, all of that, and then the teasing part, I'm like, wow, it's
Yep.
pretty interesting. So the Santa's Cowboy Christmas, that could be Cowgirl. And then the other one they're trying to do right now is the Raise Up Your Glasses. I do like that one. That one is one of my favorites. We're talking songs and words and poetry, and it's called Therapy. It's therapeutic, but it's also something that no matter if anything had happened to my son or not, or anyone in my family, is something that I used to enjoy quite a bit, and it just took a back seat. What I'll do though is we do have someone here in Malachi's music. He's a very good friend of mine. He's a veteran. He is there in Tennessee, where my brother, who's no longer here, literally down the street from where my brother, this whole town, my brother has a lot of land in. We met, and it was through music. And so he has a song called Freedom. And so he said, Tracy, if you get a chance, that's the one I want you to play. And I said, all right, man. So it's Malachi's music. Again, set yourself up a veterans playlist. Go look. He's on Spotify. He's everywhere. But I've got all of their music right here. We're starting a Patriot chart list for music, everybody. So stay on the lookout. We're looking for partners. We're looking for sponsors. If you want to get in on this, now's the time to get a hold of us. We do have other people genuinely working on this behind the scenes. So the song is called Freedom. Malachi is his name. Malachi Music. That's MALILACHIAS. And I'll put it down in the banner for you. But Malachi is easy. MALACHIAS. Malachi. Love Malachi here and everything that he writes. Wallet Size is one that a lot of people recognize. I call him Doc. That's what he was in his service. So for Malachi, check out his music. And this song right now that I'm going to play for you is called Freedom. Give us your thumbs up. I'm pretty sure you will.
Constitution of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Close your eyes and see their face. If you can't do it, then take my place. Your heart will pound, your pulse will race, and if you're still here, you can take my place.
Add me back. There we are. Did you like that one, Jim? It's kind of weird to do that, isn't it? It's like, here we are live. Like, it's become a thing on our show, like stories and songs, right? So it's like, I can't go thumbs up or down. There's no way in hell you'll ever catch me doing that.
I like that one a lot. It's got a Judas Priest kind of thing to it. His voice and then the music.
Yes.
You hear Rob Halford in there big time.
I am surprised to hear you say that, but then again, I'm not, because if I say Judas Priest around people, they're like, "Who the heck? You know who that is?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I know exactly who that is." That was definitely in the glove box. Judas Priest, man, I can't believe you said that. I will have to let him know that, because that's a compliment for him. So that's Malachi. Again, Malachi's music. The song is called Freedom. You can check that out. It's out right now on Spotify or anywhere that you want to get your music. Make sure to download a playlist. Do the same for our show. You do that for the shows. Patriots Inside the Wire is also a podcast. Again, next year we'll be rolling into a radio station. It won't be extra work, Jim. We will turn our Mondays into not just our updates, but fully into songs and words. So, and the stories behind those songs. I have committed us to at least that day, and then we'll see what happens from there. So going into next year, sponsors, people that want to get on board with the different things we're working on, just need to reach out, get in touch. We have a lot of things that we put into place over a year. I can't even remember when I met you, Jim. Yes, I can. Actually, that's not true. I take that back. I definitely can. So it's been great. And going into the new year, we have Jim here, who's along for the ride between all of our words, whether you're going to get them in a poetry book or you're going to get them in the format of a song. We got a lot more for you. How's that?
Absolutely.
A lot of fun things coming up too, by the way. So it's always fun to go to the music awards, by the way. It's a great outlet. So Jim, I have a question before we wrap up here. I do want to wrap up. I did notice, so you have a card that you had made, and it says Lance Corporal Riley McCullum, and you have a specially like super dark drink that's sitting somewhere at this place. Is it a frequent place around the corner?
It is. It's 2 miles from my house, probably. It's a chain of sorts. I don't know where they are. It's Old Chicago is the name of the place. And it's a pizza and a pub, and they do Italian food and stuff like that, and burgers, and that super dark beer. And it's called a Jeremiah Johnson Vanilla Porter. And it's their whole beer list. I'm part of this little thing where you drink enough beers over the course of a few years, you get your own mug. Well, I want the mug because you can decorate it yourself. It's like a cast iron. It's not cast iron, probably aluminum mug. Mm-hmm. And they've got some very patriotic ones there, some really cool ones. The people that have done this in the past. And I used to take my Riley glass down there that's got Riley on it. Well, they won't let me bring my own glass in there. Management's like, no, you got to use Old Chicago glass because their stuff's on it, whatever. So it's like, all right, well, I'm going to sign up. How do I get one of these mugs? Good Lord. I'm going to have to drink so many beers over the next 10 years to get the mug. Anyway, I want that mug so I can put Riley on that mug.
We should talk to them about being sponsors rather than you should
absolutely.
Say, especially if they're a chain like that and they're in other locations. But I got to see a picture of these darn mugs you're talking about. That's a great idea.
I'll get some pictures. There are some beautiful. They've got the fallen soldier. They've got the kneeling and the cross. They've got the battle cross. Some are just full blown America, just patriotic. A lot of Wyoming ones, of course. But I'll get some pictures of them and share them. They're pretty cool. Well, and then the people that have those mugs are the reason that I go down there and BS with them, because they're almost all veterans. I mean, what a better way to sit and have a conversation over a beer with some, some veterans, Marine. I don't even care what branch you are, but it's pretty fun.
Yeah. Well, the good news is also with the new transfer of Patriots Inside the Wire, moving more towards music and our words and our stories, Pages Inside the Wire can do merchandise now. So you can go on the website, and all I would need is your actual idea of what you want, and we can do our own. So we have an account, and I'll tell you off air who the company is, but literally I would just take whatever you're trying to explain your idea or a picture you gave me. I need it clear. And I could literally, we could have that on mugs, t-shirts, you name it. So that's up. So we've got our website officially transferred to be able to play you music. It's got some links to our old shows right now, and it's got a merchandise store. It also has a tip jar. It's got a big old bear. Yep, it's got a big old bear. Says, "Enjoy your listening." So you have to check it out, Jim. You're on the
Absolutely.
you're on this show. You'll have to check it out. So it's got a big old bear there. Say, if you enjoy what you're listening to, give us a tip or donate, become a sponsor. So, but as far as merchandise goes, just like a band would, we have the ability to do shirts, mugs. Hey, Christmas is coming, y'all. If you want something on a Christmas list that has a sort of a picture or an image and you want something made, you can literally go through UDS to get your merchandise. So just like a band does, that's how I know how to do it, is being in the music industry, collabing with multiple artists allows us to get the pricing that we do. So Pages Inside the Wire also is a merchandise company. So that is a lot. We churned out a lot in the last 3 months to switch us into not just a broadcast, not just a podcast, not definitely just on social media, but a radio station, media group, broadcast, merchandise, songs, poetry, and people. Ta-da!
That's a lot.
Yeah, and it's probably not all of it, but I am very happy with where we're landing this year in this genre of music and words, the poetry, the movement that it does for me. I hope that it does for those people out there, or if it's something that's going on around us in our environment. Again, anyone that watches us will know that we are not afraid to discuss the topics out there that can be uncomfortable, because you may not agree with us on who we may agree with. But I can tell you that if we haven't experienced something and it's the reason that we're on board with it, that we are kind enough and respectful enough to say, hey, I'll hear you out. I can respect you, but I'm just going to agree to disagree. Doesn't mean you don't need to listen. Doesn't mean you won't like the show. Trust me, there's something in here for everyone. I did notice something in Freedom, his song. It's something I say all the time. I remind everyone, when an oath is taken and you join our military, the very first thing you do is raise that hand for foreign and domestic. I have to point that out big time. I am so glad to hear that he literally made that very clear in there, that foreign and domestic, we have to be hyper aware of our own surroundings and what is going on in our own country. It's part of the reason my son isn't here. And it's another reason that I will never give up. And I will make sure, you see this hat right here? I will not. This is a thank you to Stephanie Phillips out there in Nevada. Thank you to her. I know Jim's happy and I'm happy with what's coming aboard with Jim. Let me know. Are you considering going to the inauguration?
I am. Nothing's been mapped out for sure yet, but my intentions are to be there. So both of my daughter's intentions are to be there too. So we've got some discussions to have and some things to take care of.
Let me know, because I mean, if y'all go, I'll go, but I'm not going to just go. I'm just not one of those people. Like I will go if y'all are going. I do know of someone out in Vegas who has a package right now. So, I mean, if we're talking about buying, so I don't really want to put it out there for everybody, but it's a smaller circle of people. But for the amount it costs to get in just to the inauguration, you can get your whole hotel, car, the inauguration, you name it, for one prize, like if you're talking about paying. So, and that came way of the congressional candidates who have been on our show. So,
Right on.
there you
And
go.
yeah, I'm
Unless you're trying to
following
go to the man, unless you're trying to go straight to Trump, the man himself.
Well, that's what some of the Gold Star moms of the 13 are doing right now, because he did kind of
Probably.
promise. So they are not letting it go. So I'm just sitting in the background waiting to see what happens and see how it
Yeah.
shakes out. And then I'll
I could do that, and more kudos to them. I'm glad they're doing it. I've just been so sidetracked with what's happening with me. I should figure this out and get a hold of him, and do this. Oh no, Andrea, I see your message right now. Andrea has been a part of not just this show, but Military Moms of Texas. She's the reason that our information stays up and gets going. I saw your message yesterday, Andrea. My goodness, my prayers are going out. She is now a Gold Star widow. Her husband did pass yesterday. I saw that you were by his side. Yes, Agent Orange. I have watched Andrea and her husband go through hell, literally, to get him help, to get him care, to get him in the right place. And Andrea, my heart is just goes out to you. I'm almost speechless, except to say that you know that we're here, we love you, and there's so many times, so much that's been going on, that Andrea has been the one to update everyone or say hi to everyone. Times when a lot of us can't, others can. She's always been there. So for everyone out there, say a special blessing for Andrea Lee tonight, and for her husband, a veteran. Man, Mr. Lee, I don't have his first name here. Andrea, if you want to send me his first name here, Andrea, let me know his name. I'll let them all know here on the show about the veteran. If you want to give me his information, she's live right now. I hate to see that. Andrea, literally, so Military Moms of Texas, Fallen Heroes National Foundation. I need to add her now to Gold Star Family Foundation. I hate that. Military Moms of Texas is where she started, but that's not just moms, and it's not just Texas. That's just the first organization that I ever had. But she's that person that if it says welcome to the group, or it says how are you, or it's a special day that day, she doesn't miss a beat. And so right now she needs our love and our hugs out there. And Andrea, you can let me know his name, and I will make sure we get something out about that. But for now, the veteran of Miss Andrea Lee, if you're in any of those groups, you'll see her in there. And I'll make sure it's posted. My heart goes out to you, honey. I hate to hear that. Where would we be without our veterans and our veterans' families? And now that is Andrea. I can tell you, she has been through, and him too, but she has had to do so much, just jumping through hoops to get him help, to get him in a hospital and then into a place that understood, like, look, this is service related. This is Agent Orange. He's not okay. This one hits home. I'm so sorry, Andrea. I'm sorry sucks. I hate that word. But my heart goes out to you, hon. I love you very much. And if you need me, please let me know if I can do anything. Reach out to the Patriot Guard Riders. I always advise that. I know it's fresh right now, but if you need anything, unfortunately, I do know that Patriot Guard Riders can be a big relief. They were for me to have them with my son's service. So if you need anything, I'll make sure you get my number. So tonight, looks like we've lost a wonderful veteran that's been a part of our family. Andrea Lee is his wife. She's now a Gold Star widow, as she put it. Andrea, tonight, if nothing else through this whole night, it was to be here for you at 11:02 to say, hey, we love you, we're here. Then I feel like this was the time well spent to be here for you, Andrea.
Absolutely.
So she's very, very, very close to all of us here at the show. So not just her, but her husband and his service. And we thank him for his service. We do not thank the situation, the Agent Orange. Oh yeah, he went by Shadow. I knew the Shadow part, Andrea. I just didn't want to say on. We're live right now. So Donald Lee, and he did go by Shadow. I just didn't really want to say that unless you said I could. So I am talking right now to Andrea, who's watching us live on the show right now, Jim. And Andrea Lee, the husband is Donald Lee, veteran, Agent Orange. He is now passed, and he went by Shadow. I knew the Shadow part. I just wasn't sure if I was supposed to, official name, or can I say Shadow? So sounds like we can say Shadow. So Andrea, I hope you're doing well. If you need anything, please let us know. Donald, for serving this country and making us all safer. And then I don't have a whole lot of words that help with this at all, because Andrea, I've lost literally, I'm not comparing myself, I'm telling you that every category you can lose someone, whether it's the father, the mother, the brother, the sister, the best friend, the cousin. I'm not kidding. It's awful. A child. I have lost someone in every category, and every bit of it sucks. All of it. So Andrea, I know how hard you've been working too. I mean, as a veteran's wife, she has been, it's rough. It is really, really rough. I've helped many, many, many veterans who are in dire need of help when they're sick. So Andrea was right there the whole time fighting to make sure he got help. And it wasn't easy. It's been very difficult. So here he is here. United States Air Force, Vietnam military, Ward Dog Handler, 3 tours, 67 through 71. Yep. I just mentioned earlier our Vietnam veterans. I have a special place in my heart for all of our Vietnam veterans. I feel like they definitely need a lot more love in their families. So I respect all those who serve and their families. I can't even put it into words, Andrea, the amount of time and energy and fight that you have had to put in just to get him care, like literally. I'm not kidding, Jim, just to get him proper physical care for what was going on with him. She's had to be a machine. So
damn.
This is I hate this, Andrea. The only thing I can, and I hate it when people say this, but I do know that he was going through a lot there at the end. Like, it was just unbelievable. I hope that somewhere, somehow, he's definitely resting easy. And it's interesting, she said Shadow. So as a shadow with you, that he's still there with you, but hopefully. I don't have a lot of words on this, Jim. I don't do that well. I do better at writing. This is, I think, why I write. I can say that big hugs, we love you, and I say that it sucks. I wish that didn't happen to Shadow. I wish that Agent Orange did not even happen. I wish that everything that happens within our military did not happen. Yeah, exactly. He is at peace. I'm glad she said that. I did not want to say that unless she did. Thank you, Andrea. You're right. That's what I was thinking. It's just the fight that I was watching. I was keeping up with it. Even when I was in the middle of fighting, I was watching him and what she was putting out. And I was like, man, like, she is one hell of a woman. That's for sure. She, you are correct, Andrea. He's definitely at peace. So Shadow, 3 tours, 67 through 71, a Vietnam veteran, Donald Lee, serving our country. We all need to do a special shout out prayer, whatever works for you, to honor and recognize Donald Lee and his family who has just passed on us, a Vietnam veteran. So, Andrew, we love you. Bless you. I do agree on the peace part. I was glad to see that part, but I'm not. Please reach out if you're not okay. Literally, you are a person who can reach me. I am fine with that. So, on that note, on Shadow, you know, Vietnam came up earlier as we were all talking, and it's just one of those things that I even brought it up. Like, I feel like what I just went through, it reminded me of, my God, I feel like I am. No, I'm not saying I'm a Vietnam veteran. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is the disrespect that was happening reminds me of, you know, just how disrespectful it was for our Vietnam veterans. And so again, Donald Lee, this show is out to you tonight. Went by the name of Shadow. Andrea, we love you. On this note, Jim, I'm going to close us out, and then we'll be back with next Wednesday. And then we'll have, so the 11th, and we'll be back on the 18th, and then we'll have our break, and then we'll be heading into the new year. However, if you're going to that inauguration, you're going to need to answer your phone. Let me know. Tell them there might be a +1 on there.
Absolutely.
So,
if Royce is around me, my phone gets answered. That's another story in its entirety why I don't answer my phone. It's related to Riley.
I was going to say, Jim, I literally for 3 years, like my phone, you could call it. Nobody answered it. I literally couldn't have told you where it was at. I'm still really bad about it, except for with the show. But, I mean, I still am not great, but I did for 3 years. No social media, no phone. So you don't have to explain anything to me.
I'm trying to get better, but I still suck at it. And messages, good Lord, I've got 418 or something text messages that I have not. And it's not that I don't like people and I don't want to talk. 429. Some days I don't have the energy to deal with anything. And this last month has been horrible.
Well, look at mine. It says 1,514.
So I'm doing pretty good.
You're doing pretty good, Jim. So I cannot hide. I tell the truth. So I think you're doing pretty good. I had someone reach out to me and they were like, I guess they're trying to get a hold of you. And I'm like, well, first off, I don't give out anyone's information, just like I know you wouldn't. I really don't want it out.
No.
If I'm calling, though, it's normally the show or there's a bad deal going on. Or good, could be something really, really good too. But I usually don't call just to call. It's like I got to get a hold of someone, or I'm working on something. Who knows?
Right.
I'm just
and
not.
I'm like you. I'll leave my phone in on a charger and don't care.
So,
I'll come back if Royce called, yeah, I'll call her back because there's just that different dynamic. But no, I'm trying to get better at it. My kids are cussing me constantly.
Yeah. They'll be okay. Mine made it. I mean, I have one of them that's, we kind of have the same kind of thing going on, ironically. So I know what's coming for you. And just to tell you, you might as well just sit back and ride, because there's nothing you're going to be able to do to make that different. No matter what you say, no matter what you do, you're not going to be able to clear that one up, because I have not been able to. So you just got to sit back and own it and just be like, yep. I don't know what to tell you, but yep, that's how it is. All right,
Indeed.
We're going to wrap up tonight. I said I was not going to go over an hour, and we did it, but I was not going to leave Andrea here hanging on your own, Andrea. So
Absolutely.
she's
I did
not
just
even
send her a friend
24
request.
hours in, so I definitely could not. So prayers out to you again. Andrea for this show in honor of Donald Lee, who went by Shadow, Vietnam veteran. We want to make sure that we remember those who serve and have served are always close in our hearts. It is Patriots Inside the Wire, which means our military, our first responders. And it's also about patriots, and that would be people. Just like Andrea right here has gone above and beyond the call. Shadow would not have received the help that he did had she not been such a fighter. I know that because I've had to get calls where I've had to fight. So, Andrea, I know that it has to be a relief that he's at peace, but I do know that there's going to be time coming where you've got a lot of time on your hands. So, we're here for you. So, let us know if you want to get busier and you want to do some more, we can do that for you. But whatever it is you need, just let me know. Jim, I'm going to just close us out here. If you'll just stand by and say to everybody out there, thank you for tuning in. Tune in
Absolutely.
next Wednesday. Yes, Wednesdays is our live show. Tonight, you did not get to see Mrs. May or Gunny, but Gunny is sending us an actual recording. So Gunny Claus, we will be showing him next week. And then I will get the clip for you about Mrs. May Cryer. We'll show a segment of that. And so join us next week. And Jim will touch base about whether or not you want to do Monday. It depends, especially if you're going to the inauguration.
Absolutely.
That is coming up. So you might have to use your phone for that one. That's something I need to know.
Indeed.
So for everybody out there, thank you again for tuning in. We've had a good night tonight with a lot of good people and some people now that we, truly miss serving our country. So thank you for joining Patriots Inside the Wire. Jim, again, let me know about the inauguration. We have some work to get to Trump. And you are allowed, by the way, to literally say, you got to see the papers on what has just happened to Two Steps Mom. And the law that you were working on for her son, for the country, it can't bring him back, got thrown out when you were thrown out. So I have no problem. You just say it all. Just be like, you need to go plus I was used in the damn debates. So you can say it all. I don't care. I want you to, actually. I'm not like you mentioned that there's people that are calling or whatever. Everybody keeps saying, Tracy, why don't you? Why don't you, just reach out? And I'm like, well, I don't know. I don't know why. I'm not even sure that I want to go. Unless I knew people there. So if y'all are going, then that's different. Right. But otherwise, I don't know. That's a little different for me. So we're going to say goodnight. We say thank you for joining us. We have a lot of people that are joining us on X. I love the X community that stays up to date because they know what we're talking about. We're talking about inaugurations. We're talking about getting things done, getting some things back in the office, in the Oval Office, this administration that we want to. Looks like I'm going to have to go to DC. That's for sure. We've got to change something about our Gold Star families and the way they're treated. So,
yes.
Again, in honor of Shadow tonight, thank you for joining us and join us again next Wednesday.